And a good Saturday morning to you. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Well, we're looking at a lot of busy systems working to and fro, and many of those catching Vermont in a fairly busy weather pattern overall. Here you're looking at Snow Mountain, and this is the overnight period here. And we're going to see this morning the beautiful sky and a pretty nice day in progress. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. Here's the layout from coast to coast. First of all, we have a big trough, very different kind of weather pattern for this time of year across the western interior sections with this relatively deep trough. Then the flow of air then picks up moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. This is CAPES, or convective available potential energy. And a lot of it, of course, with a series of tornadic thunderstorms moving through parts of Texas into the southern plains, and occasionally some of that working its way toward the Great Lakes. And we are typically the recipients of the leftovers of that precipitation. We have one batch that's beginning to move toward us. This is going to be here arriving, it looks like, a little bit later on in the afternoon, late today, and mostly into tonight, and it could produce some benign thunderstorms. And a second round of thunderstorms, potentially, it looks like in the early morning hours to around mid-morning on Friday, with some of the best capes occurring in the morning hours tomorrow, Friday, and then that moves on out for better conditions. Another quick look here at some showers upstream. A couple leftover thunderstorms south of Lake Ontario. And then notably, the dew point temperatures, they're really not going to be that high. They're going to try to make a run towards 60 degrees. That's going to actually happen late overnight tonight, and that's when the best capes actually work through our neck of the woods here. Looking at the total continental United States as a whole here, you can see that this is the 6-hourly increments of the European model. This is valid about 2 o'clock this afternoon on Saturday, and you can see that the precipitation does make it in here into Vermont in the northeast corner of this chart. And with that next surge of moisture, it looks like most of it falls during the evening hours, and again a little bit more across northern parts of Vermont than, say, central and southern parts of Vermont. That moves on out. This is valid about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, and then things dry up Sunday afternoon. So it looks like we might actually get some redeemable dry weather later in the day on Sunday. Now, good weather for Memorial Day, that's pretty present, and it's been fairly much holding for the last 5 or 6 days now in computer modeling. The next weather system moves in along about Tuesday. This will not be thunderstorms. This will be showers. It looks like thunderstorm activity will remain to the south of Vermont, this in parts of southern New York and down toward New York City on Tuesday afternoon. But that's the first of a lead system. Then we get into what will be another weather system on Wednesday, and this is Wednesday afternoon's convection. It looks like we will see showers and thunderstorms. Right now, these look also benign, relatively benign at this point, but we're going to have to watch to see for any changes. And then this carries over into Wednesday night, and it looks like into the day on Thursday as well. And so a very busy and very active weather period. Now, by the time we get to Friday, and it looks like even on into Saturday, we're looking at 2 days of dry weather if this holds. GFS ensemble, let's take a look, centered on Montpelier. This is our late day precipitation working in, some showers and thunderstorms for basically Saturday evening, Sunday morning. And then we do dry out, and we have good weather for Memorial Day. And you can see the 3-hour QPF a little bit more harder to depict here, at least by the GFS ensemble. Now, looking at the total amount of QPF, you can see that in this first step, we're running close to about a ½ inch or so. The next step up a little bit more, could be somewhere closer to an inch. And that's the business we'll see probably on both Tuesday into Wednesday as well as Thursday. And then things level out and better conditions beyond that for Friday into Saturday of next week. Temperatures all above 0 degrees centigrade, no worries for snow or anything like that. In terms of 850 hectopascal wind, you can see wind gusts get up close to 40 miles per hour. These will be northwesterly winds during the afternoon on Sunday. And then potentially something here, but that's still relatively low, below 40 knots. In terms of big moisture, precipitable water, you can see the big push coming in. This is going to be today. really overnight tonight and into part of Sunday, and then we dry out, and then we have the next push coming in for the middle to late part of the week. And timing out thunderstorms, this is convective available potential energy. It doesn't quite match up with the European, but sort of, and this is our system that comes in during Friday, and then you can see not a whole lot going on until we get into a few days down the road. This is shear, and it remains relatively high right through this week. 2-meter temperatures. You kind of see a little bit of a dip in the temperature here as we head into basically starting Monday and into Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we start to warm back up. But it's and just like precipitable water, dew point temperatures will follow suit. We get up close to 60 degrees during the overnight period tonight, and then we dry down quite a bit, and then we try to make another run up with a slightly more moisture with these dew point temperatures up into the at least 50s. Weather Prediction Center QPF for the next 7 days. This is these numbers of 1 inch, 2 inches, and you're looking at close to 3 inches in some parts of New York State. And this seems to be the storm path rounding the ridge, kind of a Bermuda high kind of deal here, pulling up that moisture, and numerous areas of low pressure running out of the central plains, producing tornadic thunderstorms, and then all of that copious amounts of moisture works right into northern New England. And this is 5-day temperature anomalies. Max temperatures, you can see that the warmest temperatures are 12 degrees above normal. Across the southeast United States, a wide area is still below normal, warming up a little bit toward the Pacific Northwest and into western Canada. And about 3 days later, not a whole lot of change. In terms of anomalous temperatures across the region, across the planet actually, relatively warm in the Arctic. You can see Arctic temperatures running 2+2, 2.2. Antarctic is cold. You can see anomalous warmth, anomalous coolness, and relatively cold temperatures here. But it's warmed up in Alaska, and typically that dumps these southbound, and that's what we're going to see, it looks like, the early part of next week. Well, that's it from here. Thanks for watching. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.